sweating like mad. And
You're not helping the situation. Like, the more you talk about it, the more...
No one's going to trust you. Like, that's all I'm saying.
You'll never be president of America, Francis. Dreams dashed. Do you mind talking about your dad's novels?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Novels. Only one, isn't it?
Novella. Oh, yeah, yes, but only one of them is erotic.
Oh, he's written more.
He's written other books, yeah.
Have they sold? Are they big sellers?
No.
You know, I did the Blackout once. I haven't seen him for ages. With a guy whose mother is like one of these really famous writers. Like her books sell like 200,000 copies and stuff. And it's a name I'd even heard of, but it's like a chick lit.
Yeah.
Kind of one of these, middle-aged women who writes chick lit. But I don't think I've ever bumped into him since. He used to do his 5 minutes was about it as well. Like.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be. Well, we'll get into it.
But he had told me too, like, she had a normal job. It was like, it was kind of like in her middle age, just took up writing and became like a superstar.
Rosie Holtzman does that as well.
Writes that kind of stuff too.
When we were at uni, she was her career was just taking off.
Wow.
As like not quite erotic, but like ish in that world, romancy.
Cheeky.
Romance.
Yeah, cheeky.
A little bit.
Yeah, and Rosie's always like, it's quite,
Embarrassing.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, when you're 18, it's
it's excruciating. Yeah. I was embarrassed when my mum was on Countdown, but this is really knocked out of the park. This is really knocked out of the park. Writing erotica.
Jesus Christ.
Countdown does 50 Shades.
Yeah. I mean, just from that information, they don't seem like a perfect match, do they? Mum and Dad.
Rachel Riley's the Venn diagram.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Oversharing. Your own personal preferences there.
Just loves maths.
Prime
Just
number.
Yeah. We are recording, so whenever you're ready.
Wicked. Welcome to Tom and Jack having the crack. This week we are joined by the wonderful Frances Keyton.
Hello.
How we doing, Francis?
I'm pretty good, thank you. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Although I just had a phone call, and she just opened and was like, "Mum, is that you?" And I was like, "Oh no, you've got the wrong number." And it cuts off, and then 2 seconds later she calls back and she's like, "Mum, is that you?" I was like, "You've got the wrong number." And then she was like, "No, I'm saying Mom. Is this Frances Keyton?" It turned out it was my GP. Like,
Mom.
She was saying Mom, but in a really weird way.
Did she had an accent or something?
Don't want to be racist.
Yeah.
Well, not this early in the pod. We'll leave it.
Yeah.
We'll leave it.
I actually don't think she did. She was just saying Mom really weirdly.
Mom.
You don't get a mom. You get a lot of
Well,
moms.
exactly. I was so taken aback by the fact that I was being called Mom, and so I was just assumed that it was Mum over Mom.
Yeah. Well, I once rang 111 and they were directing me to go somewhere, and they kept saying Streatham. I was like, where the fuck is that? Like, that's not near me. Streatham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's pronounced. But the woman on the phone kept saying Streatham.
I mean, come on.
And I was
know
like,
know the places.
Yeah, well, it's just, I think if you the NHS, you can get straight in the job. Like, there's so many shortages, like 40,000 shortages.
You sit down here. There's a list. Get going. Street 'em off the pop.
One woman's just applying. She's like, "I'm just looking for my mum, to be honest."
Yeah.
It's just gonna keep on ringing people until I find her. It's one way.
It's a really sad story of a child. There's a missing 18-year-old in London somewhere. Like, Mum next. Mum next.
I don't know. Have you ever? I have had voicemails. Where it's completely. Like, I had a voicemail from an old woman one time saying, "I've sent you this present, and I hope you got it, and you never messaged me back about the card and all." It just went on, and you're like, "Who does she do?" Like, she's definitely not meant to be ringing me.
Yeah. My brother once, for some reason, his number got mixed up with the what do you call it? Money exchange place at the airport.
Oh.
And people would ring him asking for like rates and stuff. And for the first couple of weeks, he was like, "It's not me, wrong person." After a while, I was like, "Yeah, we've got a deal on euros today. If you come down, just use code friendly when you come down." "Really? Are you sure?" Yeah. You've got to be here before 12, though. "Oh, fuck it, I'll sack off work. I'll get down."
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He
was so... My brother he's very straight-laced most of the time. You get a pint in him, it just changes.
Off.
Like, his favourite thing to do in London is, a tourist comes up to you and asks you where to go.
Yeah.
Give them the wrong directions.
It's his favourite thing. It's his favourite thing. There's a fact we had a couple of beers one night, and there was like a guy with his girlfriend came over and asked like where was Leicester Square or something, and he was like, oh well, when we were in like Soho, and he was like, well, you're a bit far off. You want to sort of head that way. So he hit a park really, and it's sort of in the middle of the park. You'll find it, little square. You'll see a plaque.
No.
And this guy was like, thank you so much. That's so kind. And brother was like, you crack on, son.
I have a friend at home, they call him 2 pints.
You're right.
Because he's super serious. And then 2 pints and he's absolute lunatic.
Yeah.
Really?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know what I mean? Like just completely contrasting character. So I think it's a common enough
Yeah.
personality trait.
Yeah, when it's like, but when it's that extreme, it's quite jacked.
Oh, it's bizarre. Did you ever do prank calls when you were younger?
Yes.
What ones did you do?
This is embarrassing. There was someone that I really fancied in my class, and I somehow got his number, probably from some sort of like school trip sheet or something. Like I was a fucking
Fuck.
still am. And then I rang his home. I was like, hi, can I speak to? We'll call him Liam, in case he's listening. And then I pretended to be his best friend, Jack. And I was like, I knew he really liked Britney Spears.
Are you still a psychopath?
Yeah,
Did you go
I
out
am, fully. And I was like, I just wondered if you wanted to start a Britney Spears fan club. And he was like,
What age were you?
I want to say 9, 10.
Okay,
10.
oh, that's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
that's okay.
And he was
Jesus
like,
She wants to say 9 or 10. She doesn't want to say it was actually like
16.
and he was like, yeah, sounds pretty cool actually. And I was like, oh.
So wait,
okay.
did you
And
change your voice?
No, I did, maybe a little bit,
suppose
but
at
I was,
that
in those
age-
days, the phones, they distort it slightly.
9-year-olds all sound the same.
They do all
yeah,
sound the
yeah.
same, yeah. And Jack, bless him, he had a very high voice.
Yeah.
But it was fucking pointless. It wasn't my best work. And it didn't actually elevate the situation in any way. He just goes into school, talks to Jack, and is like, yeah, so when's the first meeting? Jack has no idea. And I just left it at that, really.
Didn't think it through, Francis.
good.
Did you?
Didn't think it through, so I wouldn't say I'm a natural prankster. What about you?
Yeah, well, I remember being a teenager and a guy come into school with a list of phone numbers that were free phone numbers from all over the world.
Yeah.
And we all started playing with them. And the weirdest thing is, what actually became the funnest thing to do was, there was a hotel in Disneyland in Orlando. We had a free phone number for it, and we used to ring it up. And I remember we tried to book like the hotel for a few weeks with fictional names and addresses from Ireland. And one time I tried to book it, and he goes, what's your credit card? You're like 11 or 12. You make up a credit card number, and the guy goes, well, most American Express start with 474, and then there's 12 other numbers, and then you give it, and then okay, hang on, bring back, and this do, and then they didn't have like credit card machines. It takes a couple of days to know if a credit card is clear. So like then we would have it. We'd have it on loudspeaker, and there'd be a load of us, and we'd be like, he'd go, well, you're all booked up, and then I started shouting, kids, we're going to Disneyland. And it was far more entertaining than it should have been.
Yeah.
Like we got an awful lot of mileage out of fooling an American. Like we were like, they're so fucking gullible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we thought if we'd rang a hotel in Ireland to be like, listen now lads, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
They're so service
They're like,
driven.
that's not how credit cards work. This is how they work. They're giving us, they're
Yeah.
feeding us all the information. you know?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, good to know. The most fun I ever saw someone having with a prank was in an Applebee's. It's like an American chain. And they do this thing where you order and then they shout your name. Like, Francis, your order's ready. Or Jack, your order's ready. And these kids had gone up and like, my cock is Mike. Oh, son of a bitch.
And they do
And these
it.
kids were losing it in the back.
Yeah, that's good.
Just
that.
absolutely. I was like, no one's having more fun in the world.
Well, that's
than
the
these kids.
Mo out of The Simpsons, isn't
Yeah.
it? And,
Yeah.
and that comes from a radio show, I think, from Philadelphia.
Really? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Read something. They used to ring this guy in Philadelphia, read something, and he'd fucking lose it. I think it's a radio show.
Is it what it is?
Yeah, and there's recordings of it. Like you probably
Yeah.
can find it online. Read something or his name. And when I was in America, someone played me the
Yeah.
tapes at a house party,
That's
and your
so good.
man goes absolutely mental.
And that's where the mo.
And that's where they got it all from. Yeah.
Because when you're a kid watching The Simpsons, and when they did that, like Amanda, I'm looking for. Can I get Amanda hug and kiss? Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, come on! I'm looking for
Yeah.
Amanda hug and kiss.
Yeah, it's a great running
Such
joke.
a good gag. Sometimes, like when you're writing stuff, and you think, you never do anything better than Amanda Hug and Kiss.
No,
Like,
that's gold. Another one too is when I went to university in Brighton, and I knew a guy in Brighton who had a flat, and across the road was a phone box. And when people were drinking in his house before night out, they would ring the phone box as people were walking by. It was a busy area. If someone answered the phone, they'd be like, "You are live on Channel 4. Do you want to win some money?" And people would be like, "Yes, right." Stand out of the phone box and wave to the sky just so we can all see it home.
Yeah.
And they get out and just get them to do fucking, and there's like 6 people watching across the road.
I mean, that is genius. That is elite pranking
That's elite
shit.
pranking.
I could learn a lot from this guy.
It's a good experiment in what human will do.
Oh, they'll fucking do anything.
Yeah, for a very small amount.
Very small amount of money, yeah.
100 quid, like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah, a good deal on the Euros. Like, I mean, people can't cancel work.
I wish, 'cause I said to my brother, like, one day we should go down there and like try and get them. Like, excuse me, I'm looking for Terry. Is the Euro deal not here?
It's good that you've showcased at least 2 accents so far in the podcast, Tom. He's skilled, very skilled, isn't he?
He's very good at the accents.
Very good.
Very good
So
at
are
the
you,
accent.
because actually your normal speaking voice is just very RP. But good that you've committed. His
character you've committed.
His character, Jack.
Oh, God. You know, in my mind, I don't think I have an accent. You know that?
Really?
I read a thing
Fascinating.
about Samuel Beckett once too, because he lived in Paris, and he complained to someone about someone having a bad French accent, and then the person realised that Beckett didn't realise he had an accent, that he didn't speak French with a proper French accent.
Oh.
And I read that and I was like, oh fuck, that's it.
Has there ever been like a moment in London where you've gone like, no, I really have a thick?
No, I never think I do. Like, people come up to me and ask me where I'm from, and I'm like, Ireland. They're like, fucking obviously, and I'm like, how is it obvious? You know, no. The only thing that is really is these Alexa and captions.
Yeah.
Up until then, I thought I was speaking fucking RP until I started reading back.
Yeah.
So I didn't say that.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, because I will, this is sort of what Mary Poppins accent, whatever this is, but like the captions, spot on.
For you?
On. For me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a nightmare in our captions between. Like, because when I speak quick, I speak more northern. And it's like between our accents doing the captions is
No algorithm's got a chance.
No. Exactly.
So I said Anne Boleyn was Amberlyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Just for years carrying that around.
What, have you got a bit of material about Anne Boleyn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize she was so highbrow.
And it's Amberlyn. And it looks if you don't click the sound, people think that I think Henry VIII was married to Amberlyn.
Yeah.
Like, fucking idiot doesn't know his history.
Yeah. It's been a big Henry VIII pod, hasn't it? We had green sleeves last week.
Oh yeah, green sleeves last week. Yeah, right. He largest loom over this land, you know.
Like, growing up, I think there was only like 2 monarchs growing up. It was like,
Right.
like the only people you ever learned about in school was.
Oh right.
It was like
I
Henry VIII.
How many eras did you live
It
through?
was like Henry VIII, and then like.
But
like
I think
Lizzie.
he was the closest to an absolute monarch. He was the most powerful
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah.
I think the rest of them, and in France it's Louis XIV.
Yeah.
Because he got rid of all the
Sun King.
Sun King, yeah.
What a great name. She's on it. Like, what a great name to be like. What do you want your nickname to be? Sun King.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Not 2 pints? Are you sure that isn't?
Surprise.
You sure 2 pints, isn't it? Nah. It's
Sun King. And then Jim Morrison, the Lizard King.
Oh yeah. But you would pick Alexander the Great. But then Elizabeth's just the Virgin Queen. That's a bit shit, isn't it?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth the First.
This
Yeah.
this Elizabeth.
The first.
She's got 3 kids, Jack.
The first. Jack.
Which
Elizabeth
one's the first? Which one's the
16.
first?
Well, probably the first one.
The one was in Shakespeare's time.
And Shakespeare's. So you know Queen Victoria is the famine queen in Ireland.
The famine queen.
That's what
Why
she's
aren't we
called.
giving
She's ironic because she was fat. So.
Why aren't we giving these queens good names?
So she's the famine, and when Ireland got its independence, there's a big statue of Queen Victoria, and Ireland sold it to Australia.
Really?
Fucking nice bit of business that.
That's good negging. I like that. That's great.
Ship
you-
this shit out of here.
Did you hear about the American guy who thought he was buying Tower Bridge?
This happens all the time.
Oh,
So
does
people
it?
have bought the Eiffel Tower loads. Yeah. The Eiffel
bought-
Tower. I think the Eiffel Tower has been sold a few times.
Is it?
Yeah, but in scams.
What, by you? Prank calling?
No, by
Some poor American. Yeah, what are your car details?
no, I think like it's an elaborate sort of. They lower you in and the whole lot. But
Right.
Tower Bridge. I think Tower Bridge has been sold twice.
Yeah. Can
Was
you
the-
imagine thinking you're going to buy it, being like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just probably clear some space in
Well,
the garden?
is the story you're thinking of the Texan dude who bought it? He has to buy London Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, you can have London Bridge.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, but he
fine.
thought he meant Tower Bridge.
Yeah, 'cause London Bridge is it's a concrete strip, isn't it? It's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
I still don't think you can buy it though.
No, I know.
I don't think it's
What
for
is it?
sale.
Why are people ringing up asking to buy bridges? What is this?
I don't know.
What kind of confidence level is that?
Oh, yeah, that's next level.
Big, yeah. it's
That's
big.
wild. Although if you ever met like a really, really rich, someone who exists in that stratosphere, I don't think there's normal.
There's no hold bars. with
Nah,
them people,
they're just
so.
like, well, you
Yeah.
buy it, don't you? It's easy peasy. It's like the golf thing that's happening right now. Just like they just decided to buy professional golf.
Yeah.
It's a Saudi consortium, isn't it? That's
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's the government or something, is it?
right, but it's a
Oh, yeah, they're setting up their own golf.
yeah. Because like the PGA was like the professional golf tournament forever,
Yeah.
and then I'm pretty sure it's Saudi government and then a Saudi consortium have just decided to like buy contracts with the biggest golfers in the world, and like you just play for us now, and you can't
Yeah.
play in these historic tournaments anymore.
There's loads of like rival things, like so. There's rivalry to the UN. Everything now is being realigned. Like there's definitely a
Shift.
There's a battle for world dominance that we haven't seen for a long time, which is kind of exciting. Like it is.
It is, yeah.
I do think it's kind of exciting, and I do kind of think that a bit of rivalry will be good. Like I think to be honest, I think America needs a bit of fucking rivalry because it's been so mismanaged for a couple of decades because it got complacent.
Yep.
So I think it's kind of good.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you. And you're not applying to be president because this is it.
Ah.
He's not sweating at all, is he? He's
yeah.
not. He's not.
easy.
I just like all the viewers to see that I'm not sweating, I'm calm under pressure. That means I've got integrity and I am trustworthy.
Does that need context? Probably not. No.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about Jack's Botox here.
Yes, that's the cure, isn't it? Botox for
Botox,
sweating.
yeah.
Because we were in Paris.
Yeah.
And we did a gig, and then at the end, because I talk about having hyperhidrosis, sweating.
The sweaty thing, yeah.
So we were laughing earlier. It's actually a genuine
The
disability.
condition. Oh,
It's a hate
sorry.
crime what we're doing
I-
earlier.
And then at the end, we got all our like money. Sorry. It wasn't a lot, but and then at the end, in my little pile, someone had left a cure for hyperhidrosis.
Go away. Like what was the cure?
But it was batshit. Like it was like
It was a recipe, like.
yeah. I think she mentioned like an enema. Like it was,
Eye of Newt.
No, like it was like a intravenous. It was so weird. Yeah, it was so weird.
Have you always had it, even as a child?
What, the note?
No, the
oh,
condition.
I think so. I don't know. I think it maybe got worse in puberty.
Do you drink a lot of coffee?
Oh, you're going to try and pseudoscience your way out of this now. Fucking hell. First he's trying to be president, now he's fucking Dr. Jack.
But do you drink a lot of coffee?
Oh, it's a personal question.
Okay, sorry. I just think there's a link between it and caffeine.
Could be. I
Sweat.
don't think,
Sweating.
no.
I have a few friends who have it, and they drink a lot of coffee.
Is it?
Yeah, they drink a lot.
So how much?
I don't know. I'm not. See, I don't know. I just.
Is it interesting, though, isn't it? Because drinking a lot of coffee, right?
Yeah.
It should dehydrate you.
Yeah,
But I
the
guess it gets the heart rate up.
caffeine, yeah, the caffeine does something. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's booze. If I have a couple of beers, that's it.
So.
Yeah, it's over. Coffee.
Oh yeah. A hungover, like.
Hungover, definitely.
Yeah,
but even
hungover,
like
yeah.
when I'm having a few beers, you can just feel it.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Apparently Johnny Cash used to do that before he went on stage. You'd down a beer, and someone asked him why, and he's like, "Man, they love to see me sweat."
Well, have you ever seen Christy Moore?
Wow.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Christy Moore, the Irish singer?
Nah.
Oh man, he like absolutely
Oh,
pours,
Christy Moore,
and
yeah,
it's so
Yeah.
dramatic.
Yeah,
Like it just adds
it does.
so much
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So if you ever see like Fat Elvis,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's dramatic. There's like a pathos.
I think, and with comedy as well. I think if you see a comedian sweating,
Sam Kinison was big on that.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lee Evans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Jack.
I had massive sweat patches last night. I reckon the video is going to be amazing.
Really?
It's like, before I went on
But own
stage,
it.
glad I wore a blue shirt. Do you know what I mean?
Did you just wear the shirt, no blazer?
Yeah, yeah.
So so you're going to see it?
Huge.
Ay, caramba.
What colour was the shirt?
Blue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm massive sweat
Oh.
patches. Yeah.
Nerves or just like hot? Like,
It's just, I wasn't, it was one of these ones where it's kind of weird, like, where I didn't even realise I had, because it was hot all day yesterday, and I'd been wearing the shirt all day, I didn't feel wet. And then I was just in the toilet, and I was like, fucking hell. Just before I went on stage, I was like, there's obviously nothing I could do about it then. You know?
did you address it?
Nah.
Nah.
My good friend Joe, I don't know if you met Joe, the blues musician.
No.
He once was about to do a gig, and he went to the urinal, and he was just doing his thing, and then he could feel like his leg getting warm, and he was like, "That's weird."
Pissed.
And then he just sort of like splashed back onto all down one leg, and he was like, "Fuck, I've got to go on stage in like 2 minutes." And so he's like he's doing the whole like Mr. Bean thing in front of the hand dryer,
Yeah.
and then it's not happening, and so he just makes a split decision, and he's got a pint, and he just decides to just spill it. It goes out and makes sure everyone sees him, and then he just sort of throws it on him, and he's like, "Oh, what am I like?" And just pours beer all over him.
Genius.
That's genius, yeah.
That is genius.
That's a great
Well,
one.
but one of the things I do love about comedy is that shit doesn't matter. Like, if you're giving a serious talk, all of that stuff's a disaster.
Yeah.
But one of the things I love about comedy, you fucking spill food on yourself just before you go on stage. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you'll get a joke out of that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think having piss running down one leg is probably not ideal in any situation, Jack.
I could do a 20-minute spot.
That's the problem. That's probably the problem in comedy. You piss down your leg, you get a great riff out of it. And you're like, every time now.
Yeah. These are my lucky trousers.
Oh, I'm the fucking urine guy. Jesus Christ.
Piss yourself.
It's like, I didn't think this would be my out, but
We want
here
our
we are.
money back. This is bullshit.
Pulling a Johnny Cash in the toilet. I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, they love it when I do this.
Yeah.
They love it when I piss
It's
myself.
all- look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, here we go. Come on. Time to sparkle. Tinkle, then sparkle.
Oh yeah, good.
It's like Bert Kreischer can't do a gig now, can he, without taking his shirt off?
Top off, yeah.
Has to take his shirt off and they do that. They're like, even when he does like a drop in at a gig,
They want to take your top
people
off.
just scream at him and like take it until he takes his shirt off, and he has to take his shirt off.
Wow.
That's that. So I'm going to be trying that.
Next week.
Maybe you should have tried that yesterday.
I'd imagine it's quite liberating
Yeah, I
to have
think.
the top off.
Yeah,
And I'd say you just admit everything would be funny, wouldn't it?
that's what I think. 'Cause he's a big dude, obviously.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
but everything would just seem funny.
yeah.
Might do it at a late show in Edinburgh. Try it out.
Yeah, do it.
I did the full Monty in a bar in Thailand.
No way.
Yeah, and I got this woman came running out. Manager of the bar came running out and started hitting me with a broomstick.
Oh, so wait, it was an unrequested full
Oh, of
money?
course. Look at him. I got that straight away. Of course.
no.
This is not like he wasn't being hired.
I was in, I was doing a bit of travelling around, and my brother lived in Thailand, and we were in a mixed group, so there was
Yeah.
guys and girls, and like we were around that kind of Sukhumvit, which is the kind of nice part of
Sorry.
Sukhumvit. It's called.
No thanks.
It's like
You got there
the,
first. Good.
it's actually like the upmarket part of Bangkok. It's where all the expats live. It's quite
Why
nice.
is everything so suggestive? Bangkok, Sukhumvit. Sorry, carry on.
And it's near that street Sue Cowboy out of
Oh,
The Hangover.
Koh San Road. That,
No, Koh Sang Road's like the
Backpacker
shithole
one.
way the
Right,
other
right,
side
right,
where
right.
it's really poor. But a lot of the bars you go in and they'll have like poles, so there's just strippers kind of everywhere. Even when you think it's like a normal bar in Ireland nightclub, and the girls were sort of giving out about it in our group that they were a bit pissed off. But and then we were in this bar and they had the pole and there was no one dancing on the pole and there was music playing and myself and my friends we were dancing on the pole messing around, and there was just it was so funny. There was just like a sidebar of old Western men with young Thai women, and they're all just sitting there having a drink, waiting for a proper show to come on. And
Yeah.
at this stage, we're fucking around on the stage. So I then joked that I was going to strip, and then I shouted to the room, "Who wants me to do the full?" And
Yeah.
all the little Thai girls were like, "Yeah!" Because it's like a role reversal.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the,
Oh, yeah,
'cause
yeah,
all
yeah.
the men were like, all the they were all pissed off about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And all the Thai girls were like getting excited about it. Like, so then at this stage, I was like, well, I'm
Yeah.
in too deep now. I have to go through with it.
What a feminist icon.
and the manager of the bar, the owner of the bar, was a Thai woman, comes out with a broomstick and starts fucking whacking me. And I was like, what is wrong with you? She's like, I'm sexy. And she's like, you're not sexy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Get out of my bar. You're crazy.
You're not sexy, you're crazy.
You're crazy. Get out of my bar. There was videos and photos, but luckily I followed that up and got them all deleted. So that's
Oh shit!
That's
How far
class.
did you get though?
I did the whole lot. I did the whole lot. Thailand, like, should fucking be rude not to show. Everyone's naked.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, have you ever been to Bangkok?
Yes.
I agree. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty naked. Pretty naked.
Pretty naked.
I,
Yeah.
know, I didn't see any nakedness.
No, we were in the backpackery CD bits.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't in those bits. I was in the posh part, just to clarify. I
Also-
was in Sukhumvit. This was in the nice part
I
of
love
Bangkok.
that you've gone out of your way to say 17 times it was the posh part.
It is
But then you're like, but I was naked.
I was, yeah.
You're hardly in the
I'll
Ritz.
stick to Koh San Road, to be honest. Fucking hell. People have got decorum.
My mate got chased down Koh San Road with a machete.
Oh my! Why do people wielding weapons?
Because we were a couple of northern lads got off the plane, went straight to Koh San Road. We hadn't even booked accommodation. We were so like just naive about traveling. We were like, I don't know, figure out when we get there. I slept in a bathtub that night
Wow.
because we put 4 of us in a single bed room. 2 slept on the floor, I slept in the bathtub, 1 slept in the bed. And this lad was just being very disrespectful and cheeky and northern to like some ladies of the night. And basically their pimp came out and was like,
With the machete.
yeah, he was like, are you buying or what? And my mate was like, no, thank you. He's like, you've wasted these girls' time. And then he said something off colour to this guy. And he just grabbed his like machete, chasing down Koh San Road.
Shit.
And that's how we got our accommodation. We had to like
I'm
find somewhere to get
on the machete
there.
guy's side. Just
We
to
all-
clarify.
yeah.
I'm on the machete.
Well, I think in life it's good to take the side of the guy with the machete.
yeah. Now, so you slept in a bath. Just to compare that part of Bangkok to the other part, I stayed in a hotel that had a swimming pool on the 20th floor on the roof.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was where I stayed. So it was very the posh part. Just that is posh part.
What a flex.
The guy stayed above us in our little hotel. When we woke up the next day, he was having a very loud, very angry conversation with somebody about his disappointment in his sex tour trip.
Oh,
So he'd
poor guy.
I know. We all felt for him. We all felt bad for him. I think he met the machete guy the night before, maybe. But it was so. As an 18-year-old, I was like, I can't believe you're having this conversation so loud, so openly, about such a disgusting topic. And
Well, he thought he was in his hotel room, didn't he? He
was on a-
didn't realise that you were all listening in.
he was on the balcony
Oh yeah.
in his little Harvey Weinstein robe,
Oh god.
just giving it the big one on the mobile phone, blasting it out to anyone who's willing to listen. I nearly went home that night. I was like, "Is this what traveling is?"
Oh God, yeah,
don't
that's
wanna be
bleak. I never did the backpacking thing.
Well, no, it doesn't sound like it. Just luxury holidays. All that.
Yeah, well, afterwards, after I finished uni, I didn't have. I wish I'd done the backpacking thing, like, but I never did. There you go.
It was good.
End of story.
And, there you go.
Did you do it?
No,
No.
I was there. This was a holiday.
Right.
When I went to Thailand. Yeah.
Did you go there for a particular?
Nope, just with my ex.
Did you do any?
Oh, did you go to like the romantic islands and that?
Yeah. Koh Lanta, Koh PP. Yeah.
Nice, good, recommend it.
Probably go with someone that you
Get on
love.
it. Yeah, okay.
Welcome to the comedy portion of the podcast.
And did you not?
I suppose at the time I did, Jack. No, Thailand was great. Yeah, it was really good fun. Yeah, you do the whole you rent a moped.
Oh yeah.
And then they don't tell you that you need a license, right? But then you're driving somewhere, and then the police will stop you and be like, "You need a license," and you're like, "Well, they didn't tell me that at the hiring place." And then they're like,
It's your responsibility.
No. And then they're like, "That'll be 60 baht," and then you pay them off.
Yeah.
Corrupt.
Yeah.
Because you can see, you get a flash of you spending the night in a Thai prison, and you're like, "Fuck that."
And what kind of license would your car license from here do, or does it have to be?
Yeah, I guess I know. I think they were like saying like you need a license to drive and insurance in Thailand or whatever.
Oh,
I don't
right.
know. I don't know, but I don't have either. So
Yeah.
So you
Shouldn't
bribed
be.
the police.
We bribed the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's worse than me stripping. Like,
Worse than stripping.
what I did wasn't illegal
Well,
in Thailand, but
it-
this.
Well, but Francis only offended one person. You offended an entire bar.
An entire nation, some may
Yeah,
argue.
old fucking dirty men. I'm glad I pissed them off. Fuck them.
I'd love it if that's how you ended your set. Just helicopter, fuck 'em.
No, to be honest, I was naked for a very short period of time because I was getting fucking beaten with this brush.
Yeah.
And it was just turning you on, wasn't it?
That's
It was
not
just
what-
like, oh, now I've got
no.
an erection.
No, it wasn't turning me on.
Oh, not the broom again. Use the bristles.
How
Use
does
the
she-
bristles.
How does she know my kink?
Yeah. What would that kink be called?
Brooming?
Broom.
I don't know.
That brooming sounds.
Does.
Yeah, you want some fucking brooming?
I reckon if you Google brooming right now,
Yeah.
you'd
Yeah,
find
yeah.
a subreddit.
Yeah.
Community.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
What a great action.
What was that? Was that a pole? The pole of it going in an
broom.
arsehole?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure
yeah.
someone's done that somewhere.
Yeah.
Splinters in the anus.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
My first Edinburgh show.
Yeah.
splinters in my anus. Catchy.
Yeah.
So, guys, who's into brooming?
Yeah. We were on our feet the entire time. Splinters in my anus.
Sorry.
No, no. Sometimes the riffs don't work. And it's fine. You're going to Edinburgh for a little bit this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
15th to 25th.
15th to 25th. Is this your first time going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm opening for Ram. You know Ram?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because this is a guy we met in Paris.
Yeah.
He's doing a one-man, well, he's doing an hour local tourist. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Yeah. Well,
Sure.
when we, if you do this as a clip, we'll put his Instagram up. He's very funny dude.
He's very
Great,
funny.
Great guy. We had like probably one of the best nights out in comedy we've ever had that night out in
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
It was absolutely
Pretty wild.
It was pretty wild. It was absolutely excellent. You know when you get like just a good hang after a show.
Yeah.
And none of us knew each other very well. We'd met like maybe a handful of times before. Once before.
And did you go to Paris together, or it was just coincidence you were both
It was
there?
pure coincidence.
Coincidence?
We
Oh,
were
wow.
at Covent Garden Comedy Cellar, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm going to Paris next week," and you're like, "So am I." And then we found out we were doing all the same gigs.
Yeah.
That's gas, isn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
It was
very
great.
romantic.
Yeah.
You should go with someone you
Squiddy.
love. If
Yeah.
you're going to Paris,
Next time. Next time.
you should go with.
Famously, yes.
Yeah. It was a squidding pasta. That was quite.
Yeah, squid pasta. Decided to have that before a gig, and just had a fully black mouth.
It's black. The squid.
Yeah.
Ink squid.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
it's
clues in the name.
Yeah, but squid.
They obviously didn't serve that in the posh part of Bangkok.
No, I'd say it's nice though, is it?
It tastes of fuck all. It's just a gimmick.
Is it? Yeah.
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 It does have the added benefit of making you look hilarious whilst
Yeah,
Eating.
yeah.
performing in front. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you had like you'd put like black lipstick on,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and black gums, black teeth, black tongue.
and I didn't feel the need to tell her.
You didn't say anything.
So Rox put the gig, and also we kind of like
We were late.
we were very late for this. Well, not very late, but we arrived literally as they were like putting the lights down to.
Yeah.
So tell us more about this night. So this guy is French.
He's he's Indian. He lived in America for quite a long time.
Yeah.
In New York for a bit. Then he lives in Amsterdam now. And that night it was amazing because we didn't know each other, but it was 4 comics and we were just saying stuff that the general public. We don't need to repeat it on the pod, but we were saying stuff to each other that, like.
Oh yeah,
The general
it's brutal,
public. The general
brutal.
public wouldn't understand how you were all having such a good time.
Right.
Ram and our relationship was pure. Like, so Ram is Indian.
Yes.
I just had to check. Because this whole thing. So anything I said, he would just call me up as like the white woman
White
trying
devil.
to.
Yeah.
Oh, the White Devil. Yeah.
And like I was going to the Tabac, which is like a Londis in France, Jack, and.
Thank you.
And
Not a
I was
Tesco
going to-
Express in London.
Yeah. For you, you've been the
Right.
longest. Yeah.
I was picking stuff up, and I think Ram wasn't drinking, was he? He wasn't drinking.
No,
He wasn't drinking. He wasn't
drinking.
smoking. He wasn't doing anything. And I was picking something up, and so I was like, Ram, would you like a little treat? And from the tobacco, would you like a little treat, like a little snack? And he just completely like just fucking
Yeah, it was
flipped.
like, yeah, it was like, of course you get me a little treat.
A little treat. The
That's-
white woman give me a little
That's how
treat.
you see
That's
me,
how-
isn't it? Yeah, you just see me as a little pet to be bringing treats for.
Yeah. And now whenever I post a picture of me with like Joshua Batania or something, and he's just like, "Let the brown man be free.
Yeah.
Stop holding them hostage." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose. But it was wild. Yeah, I promise it was wild. It wasn't just racial slurs.
I mean, that was a good chunk of it, but it was it was great. It was like one of those really lovely nights where when you started doing comedy, you're like, this is the kind
It's
of
good. Yeah, the nights you were hoping for.
and also that thing of like you meet people you never met, and this weird thing you do brings you together faster than.
Oh yeah,
knowing
oh
someone
massively, massively, yeah. And Edinburgh is all that.
Yeah.
Like Edinburgh, that is multiplied by 2.
A good 1.75. It's a good 1.75.
So are you open for him every night?
No, I think it
couple
because
hands up.
I'm going with Josh and Narlin, and we're gonna alternate, and because we're doing the West End Act of the Year showcase.
Ah, that'll be good.
Yeah, I
That
think
will be
so.
good, yeah, yeah.
Voodoo rooms.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know Edinburgh, but yeah. So
Yeah.
where are you doing the whole month?
Yeah, we're doing just
Oh,
a
of course,
tonic.
yeah. How was
in
the
the caves.
preview? Is this good content?
Yeah, preview was good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm doing Hastings comedy tomorrow.
Nice.
Was that tomorrow?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, festival. Yeah, I'm doing an hour.
Oh, I love Hastings.
And at Guildford, I'm doing Guildford soon.
Yeah. It's a couple of weeks, right?
A couple of weeks time. I actually have to record before we go. I might get you to do that. I have to record a little clip of me saying that I'm going to Guildford to give to the Guildford people to put on their social media.
Who do you think you are?
They asked for it.
Yeah, sure, of
They
course.
asked for it, yeah.
Isn't that just a strange thing where we're all very comfortable performing on stage and having people look at us and we're the only one talking, but you get most comics to do like promo, and we're all like, oh god, that's a bit weird, isn't it? I don't.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it's
wanna-
contrived.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's a different. Feels a bit weird.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes feel the same way about like doing sketches or anything online. I feel like, oh god, oof. But like, why not?
Yeah,
Why,
yeah.
Like, what's the difference, really?
Yeah.
And for most people, it would be considered easier.
Yeah, no audience.
No audience.
You,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can retake it over and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
You have to think on your feet. Yeah, exactly. For
Laziness.
lazy.
That's. That is it, though, isn't it?
I did a gig in Malden yesterday.
Where is Malden?
Essex.
Okay.
Past like Chelmsford. It's called Malden on Mud. Sort of like
Not bragging.
water. Yes, some water there, but it's a bit muddy. More mud than water.
Right.
It's famous for the salt.
Yes.
Malden salt.
Malden
Yeah?
sea salt.
Yeah.
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 That's not the whitest thing there. No diversity in Malden. And it's thank you. Didn't make that joke. Thank God. But yeah, it was a weird one. You know, it's very like Shaun of the Dead. Well, like, you know, Wicker Man, unsettling small town thing.
Yeah. How'd it go? Many people there were.
Yeah. Loads of people, but they were quite rowdy. I got heckled within like the first 20 seconds. You know.
Oh right.
What was
yeah.
the heckle?
I opened my, I'm like, oh yeah, I was called the ghost at school because I was really pale, and then a man just goes, nothing's changed. I was like,
And
What did you say back to him?
I think
and
I was,
is it weird seeing Mooch again now? Or-
yeah, we ended up spending the night together. I brought him with me today.
Nothing's changed.
I can't remember. It wasn't great. I think I just said, oh yeah, because then my next line is like, nowadays I'm still called a ghost because I'll never text you. I got his name. I was like, what's your name? Dave. Fuck you. And I was like, yeah, nowadays I'm still called a ghost because I'll never text you back, Dave.
Hey,
Strong.
Did that would have got a good chair, did it?
It did go, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, little cheer. I mean, yeah, it was one of those things you start thinking of like other things you could have done, you know, like
Oh,
Essex,
yeah,
like
yeah.
spray tans or whatever, you
Yeah,
know, all of
yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, l'esprit d'escalier. I just said that. Do you know what that is? It's a French phrase.
For snails, is it?
No.
Esprit d'escalier?
No. It's the staircase mind, and it's like the things that you think you should have said at the time.
After, oh right,
Yeah,
escalator.
it's
That's
like
good.
You're going down the stairs, and I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's
I don't know.
good. Yeah,
Like the feeling like being in the shower 3 days later, like what?
Yeah.
could've- I do that all the time. I think about like instances like confrontations I had when I was like 12. And like, you should
Should have
have
done this.
You should have done that. Why didn't you?
Yeah.
Like Liam Healy wouldn't have known what hit him.
And Liam Healy.
So specific.
Wait, Liam Healy? That's the guy I was ringing up to ask if he wanted to be in a Britney Spears fan club.
Yeah, it's a good fictitious character to have for all
Liam Healy.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you guys do that? Like you just replay things that happened
Oh
to
God,
you?
yeah. More before. I'd say when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the antidepressants have sort of evened out that anxiety level.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, not so much now.
Yeah, that's that
I wouldn't
definitely.
do-
Yeah.
Yeah, you've definitely got more self-esteem than me and Francis.
Oh.
I think it's lack of sleep.
Lack of sleep.
If I haven't slept, I get all that stuff. Like,
Right, okay.
Yeah. If I don't sleep.
Now I'll be like walking past something will remind me of like a cream egg. I'll never forget this. So every time I see a cream egg, I think back to when I was in the Scouts, and Cubs maybe, and I was desperate. I was like getting bullied. I was just desperate to fit in. I just wanted to like be one of the cool kids. And
You're wearing your scout
the
uniform
Scouts.
today.
Yeah.
Do you mean the cool kids in the Scouts? Or
The scout leader.
like,
Yeah,
because they're not the cool kids, bro.
yeah, mate, you didn't grow up in rural Yorkshire. That was it. That was the move. It's basically West Side Story.
I've got my cool badge.
Yeah. Don't know if you guys knew, I said a swear word last week. Pretty well. So I was just like, what I was trying to fit in, and the leader, like scout leader, who was like maybe 22, we all thought it was really cool, and we were giving out cream eggs, and I was like, hey, Millsy, eat egg.
What?
I'd heard eat lead in a film,
Eat lead. Oh, right.
and I threw it. And
Oh, you
so I was
thought-
like, eat egg, like eat lead. Worst bomb I've ever had ever, and I think about it maybe like twice a month.
It's making me clench. That's
And
embarrassing.
did you get a cream egg?
No,
He didn't give you one. then?
No.
Since
didn't
you get you
I
get
tell you what, though.
PTSD every time
I
you say
tell you
that.
what.
100%. Yeah, very triggering.
A cool Scouts would be cool, like, you know, where you get a badge for smoking a cigarette. Do you know what I mean? You get a badge for shoplifting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just a gang, isn't
Shoot
it?
a gun.
Your first
Yeah.
You're just
mugging.
describing gangs.
Yeah, you get a badge when you kill someone, your first kill.
Well done, son.
They're called the Bloods.
You're just describing this plot of
Yeah,
Top
true.
Boy.
Amazing that they have the same structure, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like Mark Norm's got like a great joke about like he loves gay guys because they're not aggressive. Like there's no gay gangs because that would just be a musical.
West Side Story.
Exactly. This is West Side Story. Yeah.
Jets and the Crib. What was it called? No.
Jets and the Shark.
Jets and the
Shark.
Cribs. What you done there?
I'd love
You've
to see
mixed-
that.
I see. You've brought a catchy tune to a gunfight. Classic mistake.
If Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre did a musical, The Bloods and the Crips, in the style of the Jets and the thing, it would be a blockbuster.
That is brilliant. Yeah.
That'd
yeah.
be the biggest West End
Tag
show
them in
of
this,
all
tag them in
Yeah.
time.
Write that down. We're doing that. Fuck the pod. Next
It'd be
week.
huge.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, man.
That'd
Straight out of Broadway.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Straight out of Broadway. Yeah.
And like West Side, isn't that like a thing? You know, West Side.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, you learn about that in the Scouts, actually. That's,
You got your compass?
Head due West Side. Ready?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Geography, eh?
Yeah.
So
What we like. That's why that I rewatched the Ali G film recently.
Which one?
No, the original one.
in
the
the
original.
house.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Go on anyway, yeah.
It holds up. It reminded me. It was like, yeah, that is what we were all like. These little suburban kids.
Oh, yeah, into
just
the rap.
desperately
yeah.
trying to exhibit. Yeah, just basically recreate MTV like rap videos in shitty suburban like
And Stains.
stains. Yeah,
Stains,
yeah. And I was like, we were. Because you sometimes think about kids today, kids today. I was like, no, we were way worse.
Have
We
you
were- we
watched?
were,
No,
like-
no, but have you watched this documentary on BBC about the Mixcloud rappers?
Ooh,
No, go on.
SoundCloud.
Is it the SoundCloud?
Jack was also in the Cool Scouts. Just for,
The SoundCloud rappers,
Yeah.
and I think it's like
These Radio 4 rappers.
after the Archers.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rappers.
I'm the man.
But
Western
they're-
Chopin.
this is kind of like the new generation, and they're all like teenagers, and I think a lot of them are based in Florida, and they all have like the face tattoos,
Yeah.
and they're all on like prescription drugs rather than weed, you
Yeah.
know. So their thing is like Ritalin and
Yeah.
No, it's
Xanadu.
like Xanax and stuff.
Xanax
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
That's
Yeah.
No, not bad as in music. I mean in behaviour. Like they're all
I don't
like
think
you
those
know.
prescriptions are
They're all like,
legitimately got.
they're very. It's very dysfunctional. Like it's very, and there are a lot of deaths. A lot of them
Yeah.
have died, and
Oh, I thought you said debts. I was like, oh yeah, oh, okay. So the credit score is low, is it? A lot of debts, very bad behaviour.
there is a
Just
lot of-
pay them off, lads.
Pay
there
that
is a
subscription
lot
to
of payday
SoundCloud.
loans going on down there too. To be fair.
And you can't hear the accent. No, it's fine.
I always think it's a big commitment when you're a SoundCloud rapper to get the face tat, because that is like a bold choice.
Well, that's the whole, and they get really stupid ones. The more ridiculous
As
and
opposed to a
childish.
sensible face tap. It's like a
That's a good one.
tapestry or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This is Michelangelo.
Yeah. If lost, please return to.
Yeah. How to resuscitate.
It's quite interesting. Like I quite interesting to watch. The documentary's done really well too, because like you've got this like the New York Times art critic is the main guy explaining it all to you. So he's explaining it in quite an intellectual way,
Yeah.
and it's part of the evolution of hip hop.
Yeah.
West Side.
At least got the episode title now.
Yeah.
West Side. West Side
West Side-
with 7 eyes.
West Side Story. West Side Story.
West Side Story, yeah. West Side Story. That's also the name of the film.
That's why I said it before, but it fucking flopped.
Oh God.
It's all right. You can have 15% of the royalties.
Cheers,
from,
mate.
From
Thank
West,
you.
From West Side
From
Story.
Dr. Dre. Snoop Dogg release.
It's easy, you know. Get them to back it. No probs. They're
Yeah,
always looking for projects.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, and adverts, anything really.
Yeah. Anything.
Just eat.
Yeah. My mate was worked on that campaign. Said he was.
Oh yeah.
Said he was a nice dude. Said he was like just the nicest. Like,
Yeah, I'd imagine.
like
he is.
didn't have an ego about
Yeah.
him. Was just like, where do you want me? Where should I stand? What's the line? Didn't try and change any lines. Just like, yeah, cool. You're paying me.
Sweet.
You all seem really dead.
No, I mean, yeah, he does. He comes across as a chill guy.
Yeah. Speaking of chill, we had a fun night on Monday. Went to watch Dan Soder at the Soho Arts Theatre.
Oh yeah.
And he was great.
Was it good? Yeah, yeah.
He was fantastic. Yeah. 'Cause have you seen his Our Son of Gary?
No.
It's really good. It's
I'll
about
watch it.
it's about him and his dead dad. His dad, Gary. And it's great. It's a bit more for an American comic. It's a bit more like an Edinburgh
Show.
show.
Okay.
But his gags are brilliant. But it was really nice. After the show, Kevin was chatting to me and Dave Anthony, and this is just if anyone's listening to this,
Sorry, we're just playing chess over here with a water bottle.
Jack and Francis playing patty cake with a tiny water bottle.
I realised
it's the
there
worst
was-
flirting I've ever seen.
I realised there was 4 bottles of water and 3 of us. I've drank my bottle of water. I was just, you know.
It was being a good guy. He was
And
being a good guy.
Dave, good beforehand. Was it sold out?
So Dave ended up it was sold out.
Right.
So I think Dave has ended up opening for him, and Lee Hudson's opened for him, and both did a nice
Different
job.
nights.
Different nights, yeah. So he didn't have an opener on Monday because he was like, the theatre won't let me have an opener, and we're chatting to him. We're like, why? He's like, oh, because it's an hour, and we're like, well, what if you just do an opener for 5 minutes at the front and you do 55 minutes? And he's like, yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? And we're like, yeah. So Dave and Lee
That's class.
have opened for him.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And then we all went for Chinese food in Soho.
Oh,
Cool.
lovely, lovely.
And it was great. And he was so nice. And he didn't want to talk like about what he's done or anything. He was like, how's it going for you? What's comedy like here? Give us a bit of an insight into the scene.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Successful people are nice.
Yeah.
That's why I know I'll never be successful. You know what I mean? I just don't have that niceness about me.
Yeah.
But they are always kind of pretty nice, like.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
No, but it's yeah. It's nice when you do get a successful
That's-
person, someone who's
Yeah.
decent and. But I think that's also the thing. Sometimes you get people who are content with their level of success and they're nice, and then you get people who are megalomaniacs and always want more, and they're just kind of the ones sort of,
I agree.
Yeah.
I and that's a great insight because
Yeah.
Dan was very much like that. He was very much like, I'm doing everything I want to do.
Yeah,
I've got a successful radio show. I'm touring in London. Like this, like what else is there? Whereas like there's other
And you
people.
get the one who's peering over your shoulder to see who they can talk
Oh,
to next.
yeah,
and so,
that's
like, it's
awful.
like, yeah, that's the.
Yeah,
Awful.
yeah. And then people who are like, they're not dicks, but they're not like trying to hang out with you after a show.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, cool, good to see you. Yeah, nice one.
So it is, it's lovely when you meet someone like that, and also to give the two lads the opportunity to play in that room because I've been to gigs there. I'd love to play in that room.
Yeah.
That's the room now that I like think, oh, that's the one I want to be. In.
Yeah, and it all happens just from hanging out. Which I think what's cool about comedy. Like, if you're a musician, and you open like you're never gonna be like hanging out and be like, oh, fucking Arcade Fire here, and they're just like.
I think it happens in music.
As regularly as comedy, you reckon?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
You reckon?
From what I've heard, yeah. Yeah. I met a guy in Ireland who opened for the Killers. He just met them at a thing.
Right.
And they...
I was about to make a horrible IRA,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it does. I think it does happen in music.
Oh, nice. But I guess, well, interesting, because I always thought, like, when you do a pub gig,
Yeah.
like the Jokes the Oak show and like Jamali Maddox just comes. I didn't think that happened as much in music.
I don't think that happens as much because musicians can practice in a room and it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas comics need to practice in front of an audience.
In front of yeah.
But also, I think in music there is it does happen like that organically. But then there's more money in music, and also you get people, you get agents who will be selling opening.
Yeah.
So basically, they will you can open for this act, but that opening act has to pay to do it.
Right.
Because of the exposure that they
they're
get.
getting, yeah.
So like I'm sure there's examples where it's like that, but it's a lot more.
I think they meet at parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
The social side of it. You know, you go to a party and you get on well with someone. You know, they're like, "Fuck it, do you want to come and tour with us?"
Yeah. Is that because you're into acting as well? Does that happen in the acting world where people just like, oh yeah, we meet at a party, hang out?
Yeah, oh god, yeah, nepotism galore. Yeah. Just yeah.
I love the way Frances recast being a nice person as nepotism.
I suppose it is nepotism, but like, it's kind of like
Yeah.
it's just it's social mixing, and you go, okay, cool. Do you want to do this? You kind of look after someone rather than. 'Cause you can't just go to a random and go.
Yeah, Chris Rock had a bit years ago. There was a scandal with Bill Clinton. He had got a friend a job.
Right.
And Chris, it was it was a big political scandal at the time. And Chris Rock said, like, you're all fucking hypocrites because everybody has helped somebody they were friends with get a job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's corruption.
Yeah.
But like it's also very human.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, because like you said, like if it's a choice between a random person you don't know and someone you do know, like Ram's going to ask you to open for him in Edinburgh rather than.
Oh yeah.
Like rather than just some other random white lady. He picked his. He picked
His white lady.
His white lady.
Yeah, because I'll buy you a little treat in the break.
You see, you bought him a treat, and now you're opening for him. Ram, we love you, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, Malden was weird. And I just posted a video of this, but there was a plaque to the fattest man in the world.
He's from Malden.
From Malden. At the time, he was, apparently. This was like in the 1800s.
Ah.
What,
So by
someone...
Wouldn't even make the top 1,000 now. You know what I mean? Not even in the top 1,000,000.
Yeah.
I suppose. But
That's just Steve.
there's this plaque, and he was famous because he fit 7 people in his waistcoat.
Oh fuck!
And there's
big,
a
isn't he?
picture of him and 7 men just all having a lovely time in his waistcoat.
Jesus
Yeah. And then they placed a bet a few years later, and he fit 9 people in. And then he died at the age of 29.
And then he was dead.
What age did he die?
29.
29. Do you used to have a replica of the world's tallest man outside?
Oh, Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Ripley, yeah. And he was Irish, and he died young
Was he
too.
Irish?
Because he had an illness called gigantism, which just makes you just keep growing. You don't stop.
That's sad, man.
Yeah.
It's like Alice in Wonderland.
And I think you die. You'd be lucky to get to 30, I think.
Yeah. Is that what Andre the Giant had some form of that? Wrestler?
Did he have it as well?
I don't know. I think so. Apparently, he was famous for, like, he would take down 18 beers in a session.
Yeah, he did something ridiculous on a plane.
Is that
Like, 50 beers or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, like his normal going for a few pints was like 18.
18 beers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think he's done some stupid shit like 55 or whatever, like
Fuck.
knocking him back. Because it must be hard if you're that size. Everyone's like, do the thing, like do the stuff, do the different stuff that we can't do, like lift something or drink 20 beers.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I have a few friends who are big, and yeah, people come up to. The weirdest one is
He drank 102 beers in 45 minutes before a flight.
No,
Oh,
no, he didn't.
102.
He did not. 100
Hey.
No, come on. No. There's no... What? There's no time for that. What? No. I'm sorry. How early did he get to the airport? They wouldn't have that much in stock. I'm debating.
It's in an airport. This
Yeah.
is before the flight.
I know, but they wouldn't have that much in stock.
They don't have 100
Ah.
beers.
Yeah, but how?
But there are other people, there are other
even
clients.
like,
There are other clients.
even if you put like,
logistics.
if you put a cup like that and the flow and 45 minutes, could 100 pints actually flow in 45 minutes? Yeah.
I guess. Sure.
Like if
I'm
I put the
questioning
tap
this.
down
I mean,
for 45
he
minutes.
he took up like two. He's huge. This man
yeah,
is
he is
like
huge.
he
Yeah.
is not normal.
I had a friend from Ireland. He's a big guy, and he's telling me went to a music festival in Spain, and like late at night, if he gets very drunk, he'd hate to get lost from the group because he said everyone's terrified of him because they just see this guy like his balance slightly going. Everyone just like clears the path.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like
Start following him
fucking
with flaming torches.
Godzilla's coming. Do you know what I mean? Like people, he said like people just. He said it really freaks him out, but when he's with other people, it's
Yeah.
okay. But if he gets isolated on his own, he said he just sees fear everywhere he goes.
That is the most aggressively Irish story you've told on the podcast. Jesus, he's a fucking monster. Hide the children. Fucking hell. Grand. This has been fucking wicked.
This has been lovely. Yeah, very hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
33 degrees today.
Yeah.
Is it?
We're doing a podcast.
There's a chair.
in
Yeah.
the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, with some lights.
With added lights. I think what's the thing you've got?
Hyperhidrosis.
Yeah.
Hyperhidrosis.
Represent.
I think we're all getting it by osmosis.
Osmosis.
Yeah, osmosis.
Oh, hyperhidrosis osmosis.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that is catchy.
That is your fourth Edinburgh show title. Yeah.
Well, yeah, lovely. Thanks for having you on, Francis.
Thanks for having me.
Tell
Great
people,
time.
Tell people where they can find you on the Instagrams and stuff.
At Frances Keyton.
Follow Francis for more Malden content.
Oh no!
There we go.
Guys, been another episode of Having the Crack. Cheers.
Thank you.